December. As homes and shops outline their exteriors with twinkling lights, the dark days of December are broken. Small eyes grow large after sighting a model train in a hardware store window. Children dare to dream when they write their wish list. Inside schools, there's a feel of excitement as trees are delivered, decorated, and rehearsal for the Christmas pageant begins. Mantles dressed with holly, splashes of silver, wreaths decorated with red berries. Anticipation.
That poem is in this book by Judy Sweeney called My Favorite Thing About Cooking is Setting the Table. We visit Judy and her daughter at her home to see how her poetry inspires her table settings.
Well, the idea grew out of the fact that as a young child, I just always loved setting the table. I love watching what my mom did and all of that. And when I really became the caretaker of my own table, I liked it even more. And I wanted to create a lot of those special things for my own children. So I just made up my mind that I was going to do 12 months of dining tables.
But while Judy's poetry was the inspiration for each tablescape, her daughter Rachel took the pictures to bring it to life.
I am sort of the visual person. I've been taking pictures of each of the 12 months, the tables my mom has done, to kind of put a picture to the words for those people who aren't as visual, so they can have an idea, a better idea of what she is explaining and try to express through her poetry and through each table setting.
As we make our way to the dining room, Judy shows off her Christmas table in a formal setting.
When I set the table, I often think about making it cozy and inviting. I love mirrors as a starting point as well because they reflect light, they sparkle, and they make things look bigger. So usually, I pretty much always use a mirror if I can.
And I kind of like the icy look that it gives too. It kind of reminds me of a little bit of icicles outside.
Right, which is great because it's the time of year. Mm-hmm. I like to look and think about what's outside, and certainly at this time of year the gardens are kind of empty. Right. So I thought, just starting with something like a vase like this size, which is what I did here, I just stuck some styrofoam in the bottom and a little bit of water. And I love birds. I use these. A friend gave me these one night when she came for dinner, and I thought, what am I going to do with them? So I stuck them in here with some greens, and you have a centerpiece.
Absolutely beautiful.
Everything here can be used at another time.
Right.
And I think everybody has those things in their house. You don't have to have the angels. Right. You might have some Santas that you like. You don't have to have star coasters, but you could have a coaster of a candy cane. Any of these Christmas kinds of things. You just maybe get a starting point. As I said, for me it happens to be mirrors. And then I try and think about, the time of year, season, and that's kind of what I did in my book too. How am I going to set the table? I'm influenced by what is outside.
For more casual tablescape ideas, we head to the kitchen. Well, Judy, I love this table. This reminds me of just coming down maybe like Christmas morning, and after opening the gifts, coming in and have a cup of coffee and sit with the family and enjoy.
Well, I'm glad you said that, Jackie, because I do try and do that with all tables. I do like to make them inviting. And this particularly, obviously, is not a real formal table. I have white everyday dishes, and I love them because you can mix and match them with a lot of different things. On this table, once again, if you notice, I did use a mirror, a different shape and a different size, but you could, and if you have cutting board, anything like that you have at home could serve as a centerpiece. On this particular table, I used all these little wooden village. Sweet. If you have small children or young children, it's great to use some of your things, if you want to call them your knickknacks. If I do have a small train in the attic, you could put that on the table. I have this. It's just a tin Christmas tree that I usually use on a bookcase. But in setting the table, once again, I like to offset everything with some height, and I thought, I'll move that in. If you notice, I did not match everything. I had a set of these little dessert plates, and I wanted to add a little color, so because I had more people than plates, I just looked for other little plates that I had that I might use for something else.
It's fun and they all work.
I sometimes put family pictures on tables.
Oh, fun.
Like there would be no reason why instead of this angel we couldn't add some of pictures of our children, or if you had your friends bringing their children and you had those kinds of things. I think the bottom line about decorating is really look around your house. What's there? You don't always have to spend a lot of money. You don't always have to have a lot of expensive things. But you can put them together in such a way that it creates a really, really nice atmosphere. December. Short, dazzling days, long, dark nights. Preparations begin outside and inside. Mantels are dressed with holly, tables are dressed with rich forest green cloths and splashes of silver and bright red berries. December.